Okay, welcome guys. Welcome to today's video. We are going to Okay, if today is your first time of coming across to this channel, please kindly subscribe and turn on the notification button to get updated on every video that is going to drop on this channel because we have enough to post that is going to help us. So we don't want some of us to miss this. And if you are current and subscribers, please, thank you very much for coming back. We appreciate you and we say thank you. So today we are going to talk about this video 0s09.c static libraries. Actually, before you start this, we would like encourage you to read and understand the concept behind this. It's very, very important. You need to read your resources. You need to understand the general learning objectives. You need to understand the general requirement for you to go about this topic. So as you can see, as you can see, these are the requirements you need to understand and the requirements you need to use and the one you are not supposed to use. As you can see here, the allowed editors are VI, Vim, and Emacs. And again, you need to have your README file. You need to create your README file at the root folder of the project, which is mandatory, and you have to check your code with Betty style of code. Then your main.h file, which is very important, where all your prototypes are going to be included. And I believe most of us know what this prototype is all about. If you scroll down and check your tax one, you will see here they said you should create a static library linear.a containing the functions listed below. These are your functions which is going to be under your main.h file and is called prototypes. Without you including this, your file will not work properly. So before we dive into this, let's see how the steps and how to make this project a done deal. Number one or first stage you need to do is to CD your repository. Before that, you make sure whatever code editor you are using, make sure you link your sandbox to it. You know how to do that. If you are using your web terminal, you know how to do that. If you're using a visual code, you know how to do that. Whichever code editor you are using, first and foremost, link your sandbox so that it will connect and you will be able to do your project very well. On this video, we only want to show you on how we can go about it. And I believe by showing you, it will help us to go further. Now, you have to CD your repository, which is ALS. Please try to follow the stages we are doing this. Here you have to CD your repository. After that, you can see the repository is under the root of your folder. After that, you have to make directory. All of us know how to make directory, which is mkdir. You copy your directory, which is the static libraries. Then once you copy it, you paste. You Once you copy, okay, as you can see, the file here exists. I've already done this work before. That's why it's showing me file exists. But on your own side, if you are the first, this is your first time of creating it, you're just going to create it without showing you this. But these are the stages on how to do it. Please do not miss any of them. Then after that, what next are you supposed to do? You CD your repository under the root of your repo. You cd your directory under the root of your repository. So you can see it here. This is your repository and this is your directory. So once you have finished creating your directory and seeding your directory, what next are you supposed to do? You create a readme file. How did you do this readme file? Let me see. You can use VI to create, you can use Echo to create, whichever one you want to do. Like example, we've been using VI, but let's now show us that we can as well use Echo so that we will not believe that it's only Echo that you can use. You cannot believe that is only what is it called? VI we can use to do this. You can as well use Echo by writing Echo like this. Let me take example. You can type in like this static libraries. You close it, then you use your sign like this and write readme.md. You just hit your enter key, then you see that you have created this your readme file. Then after you must have created your readme file, like I said before, here you need to create your main.h file, which is this thing. Once you create your main.h file, you will copy all this and paste under it. Then how do we do that? You do your vi main.h, you do your enter and it will bring you here. For you to activate your insert mode, you hit on your you hit I on the keyboard. You are using Either you're using phone or you're using system, just hit I to activate this insert mode. Then you will now copy all this. You will copy all these functions listed below here. You will copy all the function listed below and paste it here. So as you can see, these are the functions. These are the functions that you need to put under your main.h file. Not to worry, I'm going to provide and make this code available to you so that it will be easier for you and you copy and paste. Once you finish that, you escape, save and quit. You don't have to do that WQ and hit your enter. But here, since I've already done the work, I will only be using this only Q. But for you to save and quit as a new person who is just creating it, please use WQ and hit enter. So that's just it. By doing that, you have created this your main.h file. So once you have done creating your main.h file, then you start creating your file starting from task 0 to the end of it. But just remember that after each file, you have to Betty it. You have to use Betty to check if there is any error. If there is any error or any warning Betty is giving you, you can easily go back and correct it. Then remember, once you have created your files, which is all your .c files, you are going to convert them to .o files. And how do you do that? Is by writing a code which is GGC. You have to use your GGC to check GGC code to do what? Convert all your .c file to .o file. Now let's show us how we can execute that. Now you create your task 1, you know where your task 1 is. you create your tax one, which is 0/iSuper.c. When I was talking about your .c files, I mean all the code that ends with .c file. Like example, this one 0/iSuper.c. All the files that end with .c files is what you are going to use your GGC code to convert them to .o. Do not worry, we are going to that, and I will show you how to do it. So this is your tax 0. Once you have already copied or you type and paste it here by using VI to create it, you hit your enter key and press I on the keyboard to activate your insert mode. As you can see it here, you activate your insert mode. Then you will copy this code. Like I said, I'm going to provide this code to all of us. So do not worry. Under the description of this video, I'll put a link of this code so that you can download it and make use of it. So once you copy, you can see this is the file, the script you are to input on your iSuper.c. So once you do that, you save and quit. I believe all of us know how to do it. You save and quit. You hit your enter key. So once you've just finished that, now let me tell us what I mean by converting this 0/iSuper.c to 0 um .o files. Now once you created this file, like I said before, please try and do Betty. Please don't forget, try and do Betty. Once you finish that and you do your Betty, you hit your enter key on the keyboard. I'm not doing it because these files have already done them. So I'm trying to show us how we can go about it. Remember, like I said, before you start converting your 0.0/iSuper.c to 0.o files, you need to create all your files from this tax 0 to the end to the to the end of this file. Having to create all of them. Once you finish that, then you will now run this code. The code you are to run after you must have finished your creating the files on this tax 0. After you must have created this tax 0 files from number 1 to the end of it, then you will now run this code. Let me show us how we can run this code. GCC -c, then asterisk .c. I hope all of us is seeing it. We are seeing it very well here. This is the code you are to run to convert all .c file to .o files. Then let me tell us what this code does. This code is going to convert every files that ends with .c. Like I said here, this code this code you are seeing here is going to convert all the files you created that ends with .c files to .o file, which is object file. It's going to convert them, which is called object file. Then after you must have finished that, you hit your enter key. Once you hit your enter key, it will now convert all these tags that you have created that end with .c to .0 files called object file. I hope all of us is following. Please, if there is any error you are getting from any place when doing this task, kindly watch back this video to understand. If possible, trying to list the stages on what you are to do before you start running your code. Then after you must have finished all the tasks, like I said, once you finish all of them and run your GGC code, you can now do your you can now create another a file, which is you can now create limia.a. Let me show us limia.o, like this here. They say create a static library called limia.a. So for you to create this file, for you to create this file, what are we supposed to do? Remember please, after you must have created all the files that ends with .c. All these files I'm going to provide you, I'm going to make it available. Yes, like I said, I'm going to make it available. I'm going to put the source code of this file under the description of this video so that you can download them and make use of them. And I believe everything that I've said here is also included on that source code of this thing I'm going to put under the description of this video. So just pay attention to understand first on what to do before you can download and start making use of it. Then how do we create this limia.a file? That's another thing we have to do after you must have created all the files that ends with .c. And again use ggc minus c asterisk dot c to make it, to convert it to .o file. Then after that, you will now create this file, which is limia.a, and it's called libraries. This is the code we are to use: AR space RCS space limia dot A. Then you hit enter on the keyboard. Once you code this, that is to create this file, you will do what? Okay, to create this file, once you create this file, then space asterisk dot o. Okay, I'm sorry. So for us to create this file, you run this code. Once you finish this code, you hit enter on the keyboard. Then once you must have done hitting the enter on the keyboard, you have successfully create this file. You have successfully do what? Create this file. Then what next you have to do is to run this code again. .c. Then these are code you are going to .o. This is the code you are going to run again after you must have created your library. Then what does this code does? This code is going to move every .o files into the library. Remember when we created this file, every file that ends with .c. We now run a GGC that has to do with converting them to .o files, creating another file to .o file that ends with .o file. So that .o file which has made this one executable is the file we are going to do what? To move into the library. Then for you to have done that after creating your library that ends with this, after creating this library, this one that ends with .a, then you run another code, then put this *c. What are you trying to do? This particular code that has come to join with the library is the code that is going to move all .o files into the library you created. So you now run this code to move all the .o file into the library. I hope we are understanding this. Once you must have done this, Once you must have done this code, you hit enter on the keyboard. Then after hitting the enter of the keyboard, you have successfully does what? Move all the .o files into the library. I hope you are understanding. If there is any mistake anywhere, please kindly comment and ask question. I will answer you and solve the problem. Just listen very carefully. And if time permits you, why not you can watch this video very well to understand everything we have done here. I believe watching once will not make you to understand. If you have watched the first one, you did not understand, why not you can go through it again to understand it very well. So once you have moved your .o files into the library, you can now test your code. You're going to test your code by running this. You have to test your code. You can see here they said if you haven't coded all of the above function, which is this, create an empty ones with the right prototype. Don't forget to push your main.h file to your repository. It should at least contain all the prototypes of the above function. You know the prototype we copied before when we are creating our main.h file. So that is the code they are referring to. Then after you must have created your static library, you want to test your code. You want to confirm the library you created if they are going to be like this. When you run this code that is here, which is AR space minus t space linear.a, you are testing all your functions. As you can see here, when I was talking about these .c files, like I said, when you have to convert this to o files, these are the .o files I'm talking about. You can see when running that code I first mentioned, it has already converted this file, which 0/isuper.c, it has converted it here to 0.isuper.o. So these are all the .o files that you have moved into the library. So for you to test these .o files, if they are there, are they actually existing? Did you actually do it well? It's going to appear like this on your terminal. You have to run this code. Please try to understand the steps we have used for you not to miss any. If possible, write them down. But if you can watch and watch and watch again to understand it, why not? You can do it. So what next are we supposed to do? Let's test our code by running this. This is the code they gave us already to run if the file we created is going to appear like this. Then you will now do AR space slash T space minus T hyphen or whatever you can call it, space and lib near.a. Once you have code this, you hit enter on the keyboard. When you hit enter on the keyboard, you will come here under this place. You will see under under here where Juliana at Bontum so and so static library. You will now run this code to check again. You can copy it out, you can type it if you wish. So once you have already done this, actually something like this will show on your terminal to tell you that what you are doing is right and you are doing it correctly. Then after that, you will run this code again You run the second code, which is nm space libmia.a. Once you do that, you you hit your enter key on your keyboard. If you finish doing it, you are actually done your task one correctly. Then you can do your git add and do your git commit. You know how to do your commit message. Example, you can do this update, hit your enter, and at the same time do your git push. Once you finish your git push, you can now kindly go and check your code and see what the output is all about. So, like I said, please, if you have not subscribed, please kindly subscribe to this channel. We are going to providing you solutions to every task. Kindly subscribe and hit the notification button for you not to miss out any video. So, after you must have done that, you now enter to your second question. Second question. Now, this is the second question you are to do what? Do. And they said, without libraries, what have we? They're asking you a question. Now, we have no past and no future. They said you should create a script called create static lib dot sh that create a static library called liball.a from all the .c files that are in the current directory. Remember, this is your current directory that we already created. So how do we go about that? This one is very simple. Now, what next are we supposed to do by doing this? You do your normal vi. You do your normal vi like this, you hit your enter. Once you hit your enter, you will come back to insert mode. You know how to activate your insert mode. Click I on your keyboard to insert mode. Insert mode enables you to type in something in this place. So you will now come and copy this code. Like I said, do not worry. I'm going to do what? Provide this code under description of this video. You will see this code, you can download it and make use of it on this video. The only thing is left for you is to make sure you understand all the procedures that are being carried while doing this task. So once you copy this, as you can see it, this is the file they asked you to create called libmia.a. So once you create this file, once you type this code in here, you know how to exist. You still do your semicolon WQ and hit enter. But in my own case, I've already done the file, so I'm not going to save. I'm only going to quit. So once you must have done that, you will see I've already created this file here. Now, after creating this file, what next are we supposed to do? After running the code, the next thing to do is to convert it to an executable file. Yes, you need to convert this to an executable file. How do you do that? You know, when you want to convert a file to an executable file, you know what to do. But in this case, let's show us how we can make this one happen. So you know your show mode. You know how to do your show mode that make file convert to an executable file, turning the file from white color to green. So that's what we have to do now, and I'm going to show you on how to do it. So how do you go, you know, after doing that by coding this is what you have to do. All of us know it. A plus x, then the file name, which is this. I hope all of us is seeing it. So we are going to make this file an executable. So once you do this, you hit your enter key on the keyboard to make it an executable file. Please understand and follow my instructions and steps I'm following to do this. So once you finish that you have made it an executable file, you are going to run made you are going to test it. You are going to test it to run this code. Like they said, you have to test this file. Remember when you read this, you see, when you listen, this is what you will see. These are the examples they have already given us. This is it, as you can see them. So for you to test this file, what are we supposed to do? Look at it here. This dot slash create hyphen static limb dot sh. Once you have already created this file and hit your enter key on the keyboard, you have made it an executable file. When you do list, when you do list, when you list your file, you will see this file added to your list, changing it to green, from this white to green, meaning that's executed the file, that made it an executable file. So for you to run a test to check what you are doing, just like they have already said, they have already given us an example here on what to do. This is just simple. You will just do dot slash create this static this limb dot sh. You hit enter on your keyboard. Once you hit enter on your keyboard, then you have already done what we are asked to do in this place. So after that, what next are you supposed to do? As you can see here on this, you have to do what? Do the same thing we are asked to do. We are encouraged to do. We are following their examples in this place. Once you have done this, you will see the file has been created. It has added this limp.or.a file to your list. Then this is another solution to do to confirm this. To confirm this, if this is there, you will run this code, which is AR space minus T space lib or dot A. Once you run this code, you hit enter on your keyboard. Once you hit enter on your keyboard, you have already done what? Created the file. That is just it. Please remember to do your git add. Once you finish, you do your git add, your git commit. We all know how to do it. You can do your git commit, update, enter, then do your git push and check your code. Thank you very much for staying here today. Please kindly subscribe, share, comment, and hit the notification button as you are to upload more more video to you. Thank you very much. You are welcome. Like I said, please do not worry. I'm going to, under the description of this video, I'm going to send the code, the source code on how the same thing I've already discussed here, and every other code you need, I'm going to put in there so that you make use of it. Bye.